Okay, 7th grade, so today we're looking at denotation and connotation, which we talked about before, but I know this is a little bit different than what we've done before, so we will still go ahead and do it because it's not a repeat exactly of what we've already done. So we're on page 44 in the reading packet, and we're going to do this introduction here and then the guided practice together, and then we'll do, you guys will do page 45 on your own. So words can have two types of meanings. So a word's denotation is the basic meaning or dictionary definition, which is kind of what we talked about yesterday with looking up meanings in the dictionary and all of that kind of stuff. But a connotation is the feeling that's associated with the word. So a word or phrase can have positive, negative, or neutral connotations. So a positive connotation would be that you're thinking about it in a good way. Neutral would be there's not a good or bad feeling associated with it, and negative would be that you have a bad feeling associated. So an example of a positive connotation is Ian requested a glass of water. So requested seems kind of polite, like he asked really nicely for a glass of water. Neutral would be Ian asked for a glass of water. He wasn't necessarily nice, he wasn't rude, he just asked for a glass of water. Now, a negative connotation would be Ian demanded a glass of water. If you demand something, you're being kind of rude, forceful, that sort of thing. So that is seen in a negative way, has a negative connotation. So a word or phrase's connotation partly depends on the context. Now, what is context? Context is what is surrounding the word. So in the example of the positive connotation, it's the ice-cold water was refreshing on a hot day. So we have ice cold twice here. So it's saying the exact same thing. So we have ice cold water was refreshing on a hot day, and the ice cold water made Ian shiver. So the ice cold water on a hot day is positive, right? But ice cold water being thrown on you when it's not hot is not positive, right? That is more of a negative feeling, has a negative connotation associated. So when you're writing, you need to choose words that will produce in your readers the feelings that you want them to have. So if you're trying to write about something in a negative way, you're not going to want to use words that will make your readers feel positively about what you're writing about. So we're going to do the guided practice here together. It says read the sentences, write the P if the underlined word has a positive connotation, and if the word has a negative connotation. So it says ask yourself, how does the word make me feel? If the word makes you feel good, it has a positive connotation. If the word makes you feel bad, it has a negative connotation. So Ian and Atsuko, I don't know how to say that, were contenders in the story writing contest. Ian and Atsuko were rivals in the story writing contest. So which is positive and which is negative? Well, if you say rivals, normally you think about kind of like enemies, right? Which enemies has a negative connotation. So rivals is going to have the negative connotation, while contenders, which is more just like friends that are competing against each other, has more of a positive connotation. The second one says, Atsuko was known for her mysterious plots, or Atsuko was known for her bewildering plots. So bewildering is kind of more, means like confusing, hard to understand, whereas mysterious is just like interesting or kind of unknown, right? So mysterious has more of a positive connotation, while bewildering is kind of got a negative connotation because it's making it seem as if it is an impossible thing to grasp. Ian's characters were ridiculous. Ian's characters were amusing. Is it bad to be ridiculous? Like, if someone calls you ridiculous, is that an insult? Yeah, I would take that as an insult. What about amusing? No, because that's just kind of saying that you're funny, right? So ridiculous is going to be our negative connotation, while amusing is our positive connotation, even though those really mean the same thing. So Ian displayed his large vocabulary, and Ian flaunted his large vocabulary. So if you display something, you're just like showing it to people, like you're just doing it. There's no attitude associated with that. if you're flaunting something, you're kind of being a show-off, right? You're being kind of arrogant. You're like, oh, look at me and how great I am at vocabulary, da-da-da-da-da. So our displayed is going to have our positive connotation, and negative is going, or flaunted is going to have the negative connotation. Atsuko's main character behaved rashly, and Atsuko's main character behaved boldly. So rashly means like they didn't really think about it, they just did it and didn't really think about the consequences, whereas boldly is like they were really strong and brave and acted at the speed that they needed to act at. So rashly is going to have our negative connotation, and boldly is going to have our positive connotation. The last one says, everyone snickered at Atsuko's surprise ending, and everyone chuckled at Atsuko's surprise ending. Snickered is kind of like an evil laugh, right? Sort of like making fun of you, sort of laughter. Chuckled is like, it was just funny, right? So snickered has a negative connotation, whereas chuckled has a positive connotation. So now that we've done that, you guys are going to do page 45 on your own. And then we will be in our writing packets tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, I will be available during office hours today.